40 years of developing hockey players from youth to the pros, Minnesota Hockey Camps has a player development program for you. Located in Breezy Point, Minnesota, our professionally coached on-ice development sessions, off-ice speed training, weight room sessions, stick handling sessions, shooting skill sessions are the right program for you. MHC takes great pride in its tradition with developing NHL players like Chris Stewart, Ryan Bugsy Malone, Scotty Hartnell, and TJ Oshie. Our dedicated staff is ready for you. Come check us out at MinnesotaHockeyCamps.com. Sign up for your chance to become the player you've always wanted to be. Hashtag who will be next.
Cold showers, leaking pipes, furnace giving you the chills? Look no further. At Iron Range Plumbing and Heating, we've got you covered. From expert plumbing solutions to HVAC magic and all sheet metal work, we are your one-stop shop for comfort and reliability. Professional service from a team that cares. Say goodbye to household woes and hello to peace of mind. Call Iron Range Plumbing and Heating today and feel the difference.
At Grand Rapids Chevrolet GMC in Grand Rapids, Minnesota, we have the trucks. Over 47 new Silverados and Sierras sitting currently on the lot with more to come. We have all the options: LT, RST, LTZ, High Countries, ZR2s. We have heavy duties. We have Sierra, SLT, Elevations, Denali's. We are equipped for the truck you are looking for. With great rebates currently, with up to $12,500 off on select models, now would be a great time to take advantage of savings and get yourself into a new truck today. Grand Rapids GM in Grand Rapids, Minnesota.
Welcome everybody to the Tea with Miss McGill Show, presented by our friends over at Aero Auto Glass and Supply. Got a cracked windshield? Aero Auto Glass is your local source for windshield repairs and replacement with same-day services available. Aero Auto also provides in-home services like installing and repairing your windows, glass doors, and glass shower doors. For you business owners, Aero Auto offers commercial glass door installation and repair. All their work is warranted and they accept all insurance companies for your convenience. Aero Auto Glass and Supply, downtown Virginia and downtown Hibbing. It is Buka speaking. Star of the show, Coach Reed Larson, week 4 of the boys high school hockey season, episode 118. How's Canada looking? You were there. Did you look across the river?
I don't know. It's like all I see looking across the river is just fog and ice. Yeah. I mean, it looked fine from our side. I was standing on red, white, and blue, so fine by me.
Cold up there? I was in the
colder
cities.
than hell.
Okay,
it was so cold up there. It was brutal. We were coming into town on Friday evening, and bus driver said, I think our hydraulics froze up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, he still was able to get in, but he's had to keep it running and had to see if he obviously got it going again, but like the hydraulics that raises the bus up and down.
Yeah, sure.
Starting to freeze up in there. Cold.
Yeah, that's cold.
That's what happens when you're close to Canada.
That's not exactly. You're that close to Canada, they got to expect it. All right, we got a lot going on for this episode. We appreciate you joining us. The Yerxa, I don't exactly know how to pronounce it, boys from up in International Falls. If someone can give me an assist, jump in the comments, tell me how to pronounce that if you're from the Falls or Fort Francis. But the two brothers, William and Anthony, 25 points on the weekend. Unbelievable. The Warriors heating up after that home opener loss to Delano. 6'8" goaltender we're going to talk a little bit about. And yeah, isn't that crazy? And Cloquet with a statement win. We're going to talk about that just a little bit. I mentioned that I thought they were going to sneak up on some people. But before that, we got some subs from the week. Nathan Cangello, Mark Conley, Melissa Sharkey, Kate Fred 2, Coach Spahn, and Jaden Lemberg.
Coach Spahn?
Yeah, Coach Spahn. Well, we got to do a good job now.
Well, yeah, because
Coach of the Year.
We talked about football a couple of times on there, so of course he wants to. No, he's a good buddy. He's my neighbor. Spends a lot of time in the Garage of Dreams.
Oh, he's right over there? I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, he's not my neighbor, but close.
Close. I didn't know that. Okay.
He drives by my house every day when he goes to work and when he comes home. So.
Oh, perfect. Okay,
Yeah.
so we appreciate it, Coach Spahn. Be just like these fine folks, and subscribe to America's fastest growing hockey podcast today. Oh, here. Looking for that. All right. Lots of notes. We got a lot to go over. All right. So games of the week. We'll get you up into that right now. Presented by the Ring Sports Bar and Grill. Breakfast on the weekends. Lunch, dinner, daily specials, daily happy hour, and dinner specials. Monday's Burger Night, Taco Tuesday, Wing Wednesday, Fish Fry Friday, and the legendary prime rib on Saturday. And of course, you know what they got going on right now?
The no-brainer.
The no-brainer. So buy a $100 gift card, get a $20 gift card for free. So you spend $100, you walk out with $120.
Weird.
As Coach Larson has called it for years, the no-brainer. Check out their Facebook page, hit the thumbs up so it brings awareness to more people. But get over there right now. That special will run through Christmas Eve. Okay, so we were talking about up north, talking about Canada. That's because Coach Larson and the Thunderhawks made the trip. Roseau, Warroad on the weekend. So break it down. Let us know what happened up there just shy of Canada.
Yeah, you know, decent weekend, I would say, for trying to figure out the character of the Thunderhawks. I mean, coming from the coach and obviously, or one of the coaches, I should say, and trying to be the best you possibly can be and not settling for how we played. We came out with a road win on Friday night. It was a 4-3 win. Finally scored a power play goal in order to get the game winner on that one. It's kind of a weird situation that put us on the power play, but we'll get to that in a second. We had a really slow start. Long road trip, stopped to eat at Ballard's Resort and had some chicken and wild rice, and we get off the bus, we get playing. JV has a nice win, wins like 10-something to 0 or whatever. Yeah, nice win by the JV, got pumping. And the varsity came out flat in the first period. We were down 2-0 after the first period. Roseau, that's a tough place to play. Like we've always said, you go into one of those old barns like that up north close to Canada, you're going to get a game. And I don't care who you are, and
sure,
it's an older rivalry. I mean, if you go back to the days when these two teams played each other for some significance, back in the day, Roseau beat Grand Rapids for the state championship in 1990.
Yeah.
Grand Rapids was runner-up in 1990. Roseau also beat Grand Rapids for the state championship in 2007.
Right.
So these are teams that have met during the season and at the end of the year in St. Paul for years. They've played each other. So it's an old rivalry. Now, I bring that up now because we'll talk a little bit about that. Maybe the next night doesn't seem as much like a rivalry because it's newer games. They've never played each other before, right?
Yeah.
Second period comes, we end up coming back in and we eke our way back into it. Finally, close in the third period, we tie it. It's 3-3, and the game's back and forth. It's a pretty physical game, which we expect up there. They were getting tired. We wore them down. You could tell that the strength, the size, and the speed of the Thunderhawks was more than what they could handle. So guys were getting pulled down. They're getting taken down. Guys were going to the net hard. Goalie got his helmet knocked off a couple times.
Really?
And actually had an equipment issue and had to go grab another helmet. Well, this is where the power play happened. He grabbed a helmet that didn't have a neck flapper on it. So his helmet was busted. Had to go grab from the bench. Had to go grab a helmet from the backup goalie, and they only have two goalies, one for JV and one for varsity. He put that helmet on, was playing with it, and the referee noticed that it didn't have a flapper on it. Told him that he had to, get a helmet with a flapper. Well, they didn't have it because his helmet was busted. So they had to take an extra timeout to run a guy in. Equipment issue. Lo and behold, we get a power play because it was an equipment power play.
Wow.
Okay. There was a similar one last night.
Yeah, we'll talk
something
about
different.
that. Yeah, that was
equipment
interesting
power
too.
play, and we scored. It's the only power play so far that Thunderhawks have scored. The power play has been snake bit. So a lot of work today in practice on the power play. So we ended up with a 4-3 win on the road. We'll take it. It was sloppy.
Cold in Roseau. Cold.
It was a sloppy
the Gardens
win.
and the Roseau Memorial are completely different as far as temperature.
Yeah, well, like I said, it was a sloppy win, but any win on the road, especially when you go there, we're going to take it. We're not going to argue and be too critical about a win. So we took it. We walk in on Saturday afternoon over to Warroad. Pretty decent tilt between the two JV teams over on the other sheet of ice because it was a doubleheader. So we played on they call it the Olympic rink, but it's not actually Olympic sheet.
Yeah.
It's still small sheet. The JVs battled back and forth, and it was a 2-1 win for Warroad over our JV. So it was a good battle between the two. Nice physical game. Then it comes into the main game. The girls were playing before the boys. It was girls Warroad and girls Breck. And then they had a pretty cool ceremony that they were doing. The ceremony was for some kind of reconciliation celebration for Native American living up there, and they had their special jerseys on that were pretty cool. And they did kind of a nice little drum and song out at center ice. It was pretty cool. And then played our game, and we actually jumped out okay in that game. Decent. We were fine from the start, and then wheels kind of fell off late. And there's a lot of ice out there. It struggled a little bit with the width of the rink and the length of it. That's an Olympic sheet. World plays on it every day. We just weren't really happy with the level of compete that we got. And guys have to learn to play, 2 days in a row and go back-to-back games and come into a wagon like World like they are every year. You have to be ready to compete. So at the end of the day, it ended up being a 4-1 loss for the Thunderhawks. The fourth goal was an open netter. We tried to see if we could get something going late in the game by pulling the goalie with 2 minutes left. But we walked out of there with a really bad taste in our mouth after that. Like, we were better than that. I think if it was going to be a loss, it should have been closer than that. We just didn't like that level of compete, and things needed to change. So we fixed that in practice on Monday, and we'll talk about the Hibbing game here in a little bit.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So then Rock Ridge, mirrored you guys. They were Warroad on Friday and then Roseau on Saturday. 8-2 win over the Rams, 3-1 loss to the Warriors.
Yeah, kind of, I guess from what I hear, kind of similar situation. I mean, they come in there, it's the first, the first night. Teams that they've played Warroad before. Rock Ridge has played Warroad before. They haven't played Roseau as Rock Ridge before. I don't think they played them last year. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think they did. And that's why I go back to the Rapids Roseau game is an old rivalry between the two teams. This is a newer game. Even if they had played them last year, it's a newer game. There isn't that old blood that goes back as many years. So, there wasn't, I don't think, as much at stake for either team. Anyways, you go back to the World game first. That was what Rock Ridge played the first night. I guess a pretty back and forth game. I saw some of the clips on Follow the Puck, some of the TikToks that came out and reels of some of the goals that were scored in that game. You're looking at a really highly skilled Warroad team, but you saw some pretty good play from the Wolverines, to battle back. And they ended up losing the game 3-1. I think the last one, was an open net goal as well, too. So very similar. I didn't talk to anybody really in depth about it. I did see a couple of parents that evening when we were having some dinner after the game at Izzy's restaurant there. I saw the Bielke family and talked to Chris Bielke, and he said he didn't really think that they played all that well. He thought Rock Ridge could have been better, and if they can, good. That definitely says a lot about it if they can play better than that. So they came in then Saturday and played Roseau. Like I said, they mirrored us, played opposite nights, and credit to Rock Ridge to come back out of that one and actually respond and pump a whole bunch in. It was an 8-2 win for Rock Ridge in that game. Like I said, credit to them. They came out and took advantage. I think, not taking anything away from an 8-2 win, but there was a lot of guys coming off on Friday night that didn't have a whole lot of breath left in them. They were playing, 2 every other shift with their guy. They don't really play a third line very much.
Really?
And, yeah, their goalie had gotten beat up quite a bit. So at any rate, I'd like to think we wore them down for you, Rock Ridge. You're welcome. But anyways, you took advantage of it if that's the case. And if that wasn't the case, then you beat the crap out of them.
Yeah, I was surprised. I don't think, maybe with the exception of maybe like Morad or maybe Warroad going there with the rivalry game. But putting 8 in Roseau.
Well, and again, I don't want to take anything away from it. Anytime you can score 8 goals in a game, that's pretty good. And I'm sure some guys picked up some points and it looked pretty good. I didn't see who scored the goals for them. Good for Rock Ridge for coming out with a big win and getting them ready and rocking, and got them into last night's game where it was kind of a close call there between them and Andover.
Yeah. We'll talk about that and scores and more. All right, then the last game we're going to cover here, Chisholm Hibbing, Grand Rapids, right here at Yanmar last night. I'll kind of give my recap, and Coach can kind of comment at, first period, GR jumped. Hibbing was slow, not with it, or a combination of both. There was a point in the first period where shots were 7-0 in favor of the Thunderhawks. The period ends with a 2-0 Thunderhawk lead. Then the second period is when I didn't feel that rivalry as much in the first, the Iron Range rivalry, but I did in the second. I thought both teams took
physicality came into it.
The haul in the mail, the hitting, the scrums after, the whistle, there was a lot of that stuff going on, especially around the nets. So that's when the rivalry really kind of showed up. So Hibbing pumps 4 in about 8 minutes. And this team is known to do that. We'll talk more about that, but they kind of, the blood in the water, they kind of circle. Then I thought Rapids, it was fairly even, but I thought Rapids got the edge there. Hibbing ends up with an empty netter, so it ends up 5-2. Penalties, 4 each. Shots on goal, Grand Rapids edge, 42-32. So not a bad night for the Thunderdogs, no?
Yeah, no. Like I said a minute ago, we left Warroad on the weekend with a really bad taste in our mouth. Like, are guys going to compete? Like, are they going to battle for something? And we were just worried about it. And then we got into practice on Monday, and like, we're going to battle. Like, this is what we're going to do, and we're going to do these battle drills. We're going to get guys ready to go. And they came out hot. I'm sure people are looking at it going, geez, Hibbing looks flat. I don't know if they were flat. We were on.
You were just ready.
We were on. They might have been a little bit. Like, I got a couple texts after the first period. I got text from Struckel's uncle, Big Jason, said, I think their first bunch is out for a Sunday skate. I said, well, I don't know if they're out for a Sunday skate. I said, I think maybe they could have been a little bit more dialed, but our guys were on it. Pucks were getting behind their defensemen. We were going to the net. We were blasting guys on the forecheck. That is the way we should play for the Thunderhawks. And when we did, we went to the net hard. We popped one in, halfway through the period, and then shortly after, a nice little cross-ice play pass from Ryla to Garski, and he one-claps that baby in the net. So we're up 2-0 after the first period, feeling pretty good. It was a packed house in here last night. It could have had more people. I was thinking 4,000 people could have came here, and the only reason why we maybe were short 1,000 or 2 is because of the weather. Otherwise,
it's snowing good.
Yeah,
it's snowing good. Yeah.
So after the first period, then we come out, and I think that kind of woke up the Blue Jackets. Like, holy crap! Like, they're coming at us. We're going. They find a way to get behind our defenseman and pop one in over the shoulder of Grant Olson, and not even a minute later, they throw one from no man's land, and it finds its way through the 5-hole. So, boom, boom, just like that, it's tied within the first couple of minutes of the period, and guys are looking at what just happened. The crowd quiets down, and it's like, oh, geez, when we had momentum just shifted, the ice just shifted the other way for about 7 or 8 minutes. They scored another one not too far down the road, and then they scored a power play goal, which we were already on the penalty kill, 5-on-4. Our goalie loses his stick.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. Listen,
all right, fellas, you just can't get the hockey itch out of yourself. The college route isn't for you. Community college route isn't for you. The junior hockey route isn't for you. Well, there's still hockey that you can play. Why don't you check out the Jackson Hole Moose out in Jackson, Wyoming? Take a look at these guys. Full crowds, full hockey, packed houses every night. Get a hold of TJ Thomas on Facebook, and he can get you hooked up with what's going on out there in Jackson Hole.
Integral Hockey Twin Ports offers top-of-the-line junior, intermediate, and senior sticks for sale. Integral also repairs shafts, blades, and goalie sticks using their patented process that restores your stick's original performance. Same flex, same kick point. Shaft and blade repairs come with a lifetime warranty at the repair spot, so you can trust your stick to perform game after game. Give Sand a call, 218-940-9089.
Would you like to hear about Zorba's specials? On Mondays, it's Micro Monday. All taps are just $4. Tuesdays, $3 tacos and $4 Dos Equis. Wednesdays, personal pizzas $8 and domestic taps $4. Thursdays, We have deals on nachos and $5 Surly Taps. We offer trivia on Wednesdays at 6 p.m., bingo on Thursday at 6 p.m., and then karaoke Thursdays at 10 p.m.
Yeah, our goalie loses a stick when we're killing a penalty. So when he loses a stick, one of our guys gives him theirs so he can use it and have a stick to play with. And then once the play kind of made it far enough away where he could reach for his stick, he grabbed his stick at the same time and didn't drop the player's stick. He had 2 sticks in his hand, so the referee calls equipment penalty.
Illegal equipment.
Illegal
I didn't
equipment.
know what.
And now it's 5-on-3. We got through most of the 5-on-3 there. We get our fourth guy back out on the ice, and shortly after, just a scramble in front of the net. Puck's sitting there, and goalie can't find it. It's sitting there. He's looking for it. Boom, kicks out, and they bank one in, and it's 4-2. It's, just a bunch of weird situations that happened. Guys were thinking, oh crap. We went into the locker room like, hey guys, that can happen against a team that's this talented. If the ice starts tilting their direction and there's blood in the water, the sharks start circling, just like you said. You got a lot of talent on that team with 2 Swanson boys, with players like Ethan Sunvall that can get pucks through and get them to the net. They just were ready to rock right when that happened. Yeah. They start making plays to the net. We finally settled down. We get back into the third period, and like I said, and you said, I think third period Rapids carried the pace the whole time. We've struggled all year putting pucks in the net. I think the final shots were Rapids 42-32.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it. It's a significant amount of shots, and I can explain that. We threw a lot of pucks at the net. We threw a lot of bodies at the net. Some of them shots were coming from out, but a lot were coming from in, and I think Lafleur played phenomenal. I thought he was on point, and that was something that I think people in Hibbing at the beginning of the year were like, well, we could win a state championship. We just got to make sure we get the goaltending. Well, I think you got the goaltending. I think he's going to be able to be good for you guys. He did a really good job last night. The only thing I would say, and I talked to one of the coaches walking off the ice there after the game and just said, the group that you have here and the amount of talent you have, it would be disappointing if you didn't find yourself in the state championship game with the state title. It would be disappointing. And he said to me, well, I don't disagree with you. I think the group is talented enough to do it. But he said, you see what can happen to us if we focus too much on one end of the rink and not on the other end of the rink. Yeah. And I said, you're 100% right. I said, I didn't want to be the one to say it to you, but you're not saying anything that I wouldn't say. Yeah. You have some very, very talented players. You have some very talented defensemen back there. And every one of your defensemen are really good when the puck is moving north. But when the puck is coming back and you're backing up, if pucks are getting behind those defensemen, they're having a little bit harder of a time defending. Okay. And Hibbing is, if they can play a lot better in their defensive zone, they're going to be dangerous.
Yeah, well, that's a couple of things. It's been the reputation of this team. Number one, like I said, scoring bunches. They circle the Sharks, they smell blood, they score in bunches. But the other one is, well, how much defense are they playing?
And I'm not trying to be critical.
No,
for those that are listening right now, I'm actually a really big fan of the group right there, and I want you, now that we've played you, we don't play you again this year.
I know, that's the third thing. I'd love to see another game in February.
Play you again this year. So here's now I'm looking at it as a fan from the outside saying, I want this team to win a state championship. So listen to me as a critic and a coach of the game. Figure out how to play a little bit better defensively. Not only coming back and playing defensively from your forward bunch, but get a little bit more focus on the back end. Yeah. Right, from our D, and I think from their D, and I think if you can get guys to defend better, not allowing pucks to get behind them, being able to move up, and not being so affected by hard pressure coming in, because I think that's what started that momentum for Rapids at the beginning of the game, was that hard pressure coming in on the forecheck. guys were getting maybe a little skittish with some of the bodies, and the big guys can handle a little bit more, right? I think. I think one of their best players last night was Ethan Sunville. I think he's a heck of a player.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and the big hit.
Yeah, and the big hit there when he smashed Larson into the side of the boards there, and his helmet came off.
I think that's on Follow the Puck now.
It is. It is. I mean, they've a lot of talent on that team. A lot of talent. It's fun to watch Tate Swanson play. Cole Swanson's got some really good hands. It's fun to watch him play. But yeah, some good things too from the Thunderhawks. I thought Nate Garski played good until he went out with an injury.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Yeah, he went out middle of the third.
Jamison Dwell was unbelievable last night. I thought he played fantastic. And there's some guys that come out of this game like where have you been? Owen Kassendick was unreal last night. Like, this guy's been playing 2 periods of JV and 2 periods of varsity, finding his way on the 4th line and trying to get some ice time. And last night, he solidified some ice time, and we needed him to because we got a couple of guys that are out. Yeah, we're going to need them. So guys that were really good last night have to keep being good.
Okay, perfect. Anything? Oh, run real quick. Speaking of Lamphere and goofy stuff, never seen a goalie's pad come off.
No, that's a first for me.
Steve and
I were saying that on the bench. Like, I look over at Steve and standing next to Wags, and I go, I don't think I've ever seen a goalie's leg pad come off.
Yeah, I mean, that little skinny leg there. I was like, what the heck is this? So, yeah, that was unique too. So,
yeah.
All right. Pound the like button right now. We're getting to our preview section. Brought to you by Aspire Heating and Control, your local Bryant dealer. And Bryant is the official heating and cooling company of your Minnesota Wild. Aspire specializes in gas, electric, and hydronic heating and cooling systems for existing and new construction, residential and commercial installations available. Services include forced air systems, boilers, heat pumps, mini splits. They are, of course, licensed and bonded. Give Justin a buzz, 218-999-5957, 999-5957. Get a little chilly, furnace needs a tune-up. Justin is your guy, 218-999-5957.
Did you see, I'm sorry to go back to this, but did you see after the empty net goal, did you see Cole Swanson?
Or Tate, yeah, I saw I actually...
And then it was funny because I think it was it Galley that did the telephone off? Who's number 12?
Yeah, Gal.
Yeah. Because so when Nate Garski scored his goal, he went sliding by the bench. Just going,
yeah, he did that. Yeah, he went through the student section here. Yeah. Galley did it in state. Like, you talking about Galley at state last year?
Galley comes around the net after Tate scores his goal, and Tate's doing the Thunderhawk like this, hawking it. And then Galley comes by the bench and he goes... And I looked.
That's what I said. I wish they would play again. We need a game at the end of February.
I looked down the bench and I just go,
oh boy,
we deserve that. We do, because he picked the phone up earlier. He just hung it up. Anyway.
Yeah, these kids, these things they do. I mean, oof.
Well, it's all about the sellies now.
Well, you're right. I don't know if our coaches even allow that kind of stuff.
No, because you know what the selly was when we scored?
Yeah. And you know the other thing I noticed in the NHL, they sell it in front of the net. No, if you sell it in front of the net,
you got hit.
10 in previous. It was a fight. It was a bench clearing problem. All the sellers, you kids watch this now. When you're seeing Gretzky stuff, you're seeing Mario stuff, the celebrations were in the corner or along the wall. You didn't do that. Junior hockey, anything. You did that in front of the net. It was a bench clearing brawl, or at least a 5-guy brawl. Everyone out there. I mean, you got a way to celebrate. You didn't celebrate in your competitor's face. That has changed. You guys are lucky. So. Anyway, all right, so like you said this on last week's show, no rest for the wicked. So right here at Yanmar, the Thunderhawks will be hosting the number 13 Rosemont Irish and the number 1 5-0 defending AA state champs, the Moorhead Spuds. So, what's Coach Larson have to say? Like I said, not getting any easier.
Well, they're starting the gauntlet. It started last night, right? The gauntlet is the schedule for the next
till Christmas.
7 games. Yeah. I mean, even after Christmas, because you can say there are some teams that are on a couple of heaters right now, right? I mean, obviously you got Rosemont and Moorhead this weekend. You have the Edina Classic next weekend. Edina EP, who just had a big win over Shakopee last night, and Elk River. And then just after Christmas, we go down and back on the same day to play Forest Lake, who Forest Lake is on a heater. They're unbeaten right now, it looks
Really?
like.
Okay, wow.
Last I looked, they were unbeaten.
Okay.
So, I mean, you got 6-7 games in a row of a tough schedule. But you know what? It's exactly what we tell our players, and I think most coaches will say this, that the wins and the losses, the 25 games that you play during the season, yeah, they mean something because they obviously have to win them in order to get the high seed, but they're all preparation for those last 6 games at the end of the year. Your quarterfinal, semifinal, section final, and then the 3 in the state tournament. We're playing to be better at the end of the year, and I would like nothing more than to be able to say we got our best hockey at the end of the year. These games prepare us for that, the gauntlet. So Friday night, Rosemont in here, they're a top-rated team. They're well coached. They've been grinding the course of the last 5-6 years. They've been in the section finals. I can't wait to see them. I don't know that they've ever been here before. I can't think of a time. When I was in Virginia coaching, Rosemont came and played in our Christmas tournament once, so they may have been here because we used to share that Christmas tournament with Rapids and Hibbing. So they may have played in here before years ago, but that might have been back in like 2015. It might have been 10 years ago. So if they haven't been here before, it's at least been 10 years since they have. It's going to be fun to have the Irish in this building.
Yeah.
And
the Rosemont Moms.
Yeah, are they going to be here?
I've already been on the horn. So Brando over at our partner Zorba's, they already said stock it up with Coors Light. They think they ran the town dry of Coors Light.
Are they going to end up at the Wrinkle Ranch then too?
They're gonna. Yeah, they said the Eagles Friday. So if you're looking for a good time, Eagles Friday night, the funnest moms in all of hockey in the state of Minnesota.
Yeah.
The Rosemont Irish mothers will be there. Coors Light's what they drink, so bring your wallet, buy them a drink, and then I actually on the dad end, because so the reason we know these moms is because we hosted the Bantam AA Bank, or we were the MCs of the Bantam AA banquet in March of 2024. So this group, so these juniors now, right, would have been juniors now. They were in it as 9th graders, and so that's what we got to know them. But at that time, I had asked when we were talking up there, if any of the dads played on the 1992 Rosemont team, because that's who our friends over in Greenway, the Greenway Raiders, won the state championship tier 2 at that time against the Rosemont Irish. But everyone's like, oh, what are you talking about? I think the one mom's, I don't know, Don Johnson, remember? But anyway, if there's any dads that are listening to this, because I know Betsy was going to share this around, but I want to talk to you about that game and stuff, because I got some. We've got some old friends that were on the Greenway team. So anyway, yeah. So we got Rosemont Friday and then Saturday.
Yeah, you got the wagon, the defending state champs coming in, Moorhead Spuds. It's they got a special team, and I'm excited to play them. Some people might be sitting there going, "Oh gosh, you got that team coming in. Oh man, aren't you scared to play it?" No, you want to play the best teams. You want their best. You want the best in the building, because that's what's going to make us better. We got to be on our game. We have to start the game like we did against Hibbing, and we have to be able to continue it. And the biggest thing right now is Rapids' power play has been on struggle bus right now. I think we're 8%. That's not good. And we scored 1 power play goal, and it was against Roseau. We're going to have to figure out how to get that thing going again. We've been doing some dissecting of that in practice today, trying to figure some things out. We got to be better at shooting pucks too. I mean, we've done a really good job of making goalies look good, whether we're firing pucks over the net or ripping it right at their chest protector. I mean, I had a couple people tell me after the game last night, like, geez, you had 42 shots on net, but he had the quickest chest in the league. Well, listen, first of all, he played a good game. You don't get hit in the chest with a puck unless you're in the right spot. Okay? But yeah, there's some things with the way we're shooting the puck. We've got to be better at shooting. We got to be better at getting traffic in front of the goalie too.
Sure.
So.
Well, I thought your movement was good on the power play.
Yeah, movement was good, but
Sherman and Seth and all on the other side there.
Yeah, that puck movement is all good. It's all good only if it leads to a shot on net.
Yeah.
If you're staying on the perimeter and don't penetrate the middle of that box, you got issues.
Sure.
So Yeah, it's going to be fun to play the Spuds in this building. If we show up like we did at the beginning of the game against Hibbing and continue to be consistent, we're going to give ourselves a chance.
Cool.
If we're going to be non-compete like we were against Warroad, I don't want to talk about it.
Long afternoon, right?
I don't want to talk about
afternoon. Yeah. So, all right, yeah, they're coming in with a boatload of talent. So, like, what's it? 2:00 game? 2:00.
Yes.
Start on Saturday.
I believe it's 2.
Okay, yeah.
If it's not 2, it's 3.
3. Yeah. Okay. And then just real quick, Chisholm Hibbing will be hosting Totino. Rock Ridge will has the weekend off. We'll host Superior next week. And real quick here, Ely is hosting 3:00. Okay, 3:00 start time on Saturday versus Moorhead. But Ely is hosting Mora. So last weekend, Mora hosted International Falls. They did a series. Remember we talked about that?
Yeah.
And now this weekend, Ely's hosting Mora. Is this the future of maybe smaller programs, or maybe you want to cut lower? But I don't know. I
Weekend
think
series?
it's yeah.
Like
Just
that?
I mean, it seems that park the bus, get them there instead of going to Ely and back and then going to
Somewhere
Hutchinson or somewhere else. Just go there, park the bus, spend the night, get some hockey in. I don't know. It's just interesting. I have not seen that. I don't know if you're familiar with anything like that in high school hockey in the past, but it just kind of interesting and piqued my
Yeah, I haven't seen that before, but that doesn't mean it's not right. I mean, like you say, you're talking about 2 teams that, have lower numbers and smaller programs. They maybe have a harder time filling their schedule. Maybe they don't have JVs.
Oh,
I don't know if Mora does or not. I'm sure Ely, if they do have a JV, they probably struggle putting one together. So sometimes when you got those low numbers, you have a really hard time getting teams on your schedule. So
Yeah, sure.
when you do get a home and home, or you do get a weekend series away and another weekend series, I mean, whatever it is, it's nice to get teams that are going to play.
Yeah, it's an interesting concept. So maybe that's something we'll see more in the future. All right, any more on the previews?
Not on the previews.
All right, scores and more. We got more snow. You would agree. Like I said, attendance might have been affected last night from snow. We've had some colder temps. If you're a snowmobile, you like sledding, you want to throttle through the majestic pines up here in northern Minnesota, your place to be is Fortune Bay Resort and Casino. Big parking lot, pull the trailer in, got the Sunset Steakhouse, got of course the hotel, all the gaming you can handle, pool, hot tub, all that good stuff. So get up to Fortune Bay Resort and Casino because they offer 172 rooms in a smoke-free resort, indoor pool, RV park, world-class golf, several dining options, and again, all the gaming you can handle. Visit fortunebay.com for details and reserve your snowmobiling trip for Christmas right now. All right, Ely dinged by Bagley, Foston 6-2. Denfeld dropped by Gentry 4-3. Brainerd whooped by Sartall 10-1. Back to Cloquet from the top of the show. Big win, 4-1 win at East Grand Forks.
Wow,
that was a big one.
Over the previous state champ.
Yeah, so that was a big one. Like I said, you're going to sneak up on some people. Here they go. International Falls swept the Moore Mustangs in their series last weekend. Proctor axed by the Cloquet Lumberjacks 5-1. Duluth East defeated by Holy Angels 3-2. The Green Ray Raiders victors again over North Shore.
Hey.
Hermantown Marshall skated to a 5-5 tie last night.
Yeah, that was a surprise.
Overtime, obviously.
Don't want to take anything away from Duluth Marshall. They're another team that's kind of on a heater right now. Like, I don't really know their entire schedule at the moment right now, but the one thing that I'll say is these teams that are on these streaks right now of like being unbeaten or undefeated, good for you.
Yeah.
You got something going right now. At some point in time, teams got to run into adversity in order to be battle tested. So we're getting battle tested right now.
You are. You got the injuries.
Yeah. No, but that's it's definitely an impressive non-win, but a tie. It's like some people might say, well, geez, they didn't win. Yeah, but they tied the number 1 team in single A right now. And that is impressive.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm sure that
And
has
they've got probably the best goalie in the state, Herman.
Yeah. Francisco,
Yeah.
exactly. Bemidji 3-0 winners over Cloquet. Chisholm Hibbing fell to number 4 Shakopee over the weekend, and this gets to our massive goalie, Nicholas Husson. Not sure how to pronounce it. 6'8" between the pipes. I was talking to Al Salisbury. He said, I've played with that guy. He said, he is massive. So 6'8" goaltender. We're talking Shaq. I mean, right there.
Oh,
so,
my God.
How do you get around him? And Eden Prairie beat him last night. So
Yeah,
I don't know if he was in net, but I mean.
That's a big win for first-year head coach Lincoln Wynn down there in Eden Prairie. He's the new coach that took over there for Twig down there at EP, and he's been around the block. I mean, he's been a Division I coach before. He's coached junior team before, and first year at EP, Lincoln. That's a big win for you guys there.
Yeah, a big
over
time.
Shakopee.
What else? And then Rock Ridge down at Andover last night. Dropped by Andover 4-2. I don't know, empty netter, I'm assuming.
I would
Probably,
guess, yeah. I didn't look into the details of that, and that's always a tough place to play down there. I am sure trying to find a way to get it to go for you in that barn. So that's still it's still a close but no cigar kind of situation.
Yep.
I'm sure that leaves a bad taste in Niski's mouth. Like that was one they probably wanted to get back because they had lost it last year. In the section finals. So and that was a game that Niski battled to get on his schedule, not knowing that Andover was going to get dropped from our section. So like trying to get everybody in the section, it had taken a few years for Rock Ridge to get the teams they needed in order to be playing the right teams for section seeding.
Right.
And they, at first, I didn't know if Andover was going to have an opening. It sounded like they weren't going to have an opening, and then they got on the schedule.
Got on there, yeah, okay.
And then they're not in the section anymore.
Right, yeah, exactly. Yeah, so, just crazy.
Yeah.
The Wilderness of Eveleth overtime winners on Saturday over the Alexandria Blizzard. And the Walleye Scott Edina Hornets update. 4-2 winners over Benilde. And we're going to stay on the subject of Walleye Scott. I've got something to show all you fine folks here if I can find it. You're going to love this, Coach Larson. Ill prepared, but here we go. You see what it says across that jersey?
Hornets.
Holy cow. So we got to show the camera. So this will be tomorrow. There he is, the legend himself. Happy birthday, Walleye Scott, the cross-country running extraordinaire. Edina Hornet. Of course, he was also a hockey player. So I'm not going to say his
Look
age.
at how
Yeah,
skinny
look at
that
that.
guy
But
is.
many years.
Holy.
Many years young. Walleye Scott.
He could hula hoop through a Cheerio without breaking it. Look at how skinny
That
he
is a great line.
Wow.
So that would be late 70s. That's his buddy Dick Beardsley. If you want to go back to summer of 2024, he used to be the record holder of Grandma's Marathon, but we did interview Dick. Yeah, so those are from Walleye's running days. So I hope you appreciate that one, Walleye Scott. That will be tomorrow. Happy birthday. And another birthday. Are you familiar with Fanula Flanagan?
I think it's Fiona Flanagan.
Fiona.
Flanagan is the actress. She turned 84 today on December 10th. She is the actress of the OG Miss McGill.
A busy Miss McGill in that movie. She's very busy.
She's busy. She is the one who played Miss McGill on Youngblood. She's 84 today.
84.
Fiona Flanagan.
Looking good, yes. And speaking of parties and birthday parties, booked it. February 21st, semifinal Saturday in the Twin Ports Duluth at Amsoil Arena. Talked to the Green Mill, got the room reserved.
Hopefully
So
I'm in a
looks
better mood.
Hopefully, well, we got to get the win this year. So, but tentatively now, we got the room booked at the Green Mill. We'll have more details once we flip into the new year. But February 21st, semifinal Saturday, we will do the Tea with Miss McGill show party once again. All right, that wraps Epi 118. Anything else to add?
Nope.
All right.
A good one.
Good one, yeah. Well, good luck over the next couple of days. Please comment. We love hearing from you. Share the show. We'd appreciate that. Like I said, Christmas is coming. Make it easy on yourself. We've got merch. We've got hoodies. We've got baseball caps. We've got t-shirts. So if you're looking for something easy, you can throw in the sock, throw it in the bag, make it really easy for you. It's $20 for a t-shirt, $20 for caps, excuse me. $45 for the hoodies, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Get your Christmas shopping done with us right away. Goatsportsmediallc at gmail.com. Shoot me a message. We can figure stuff out. No problem at all. And a big thank you to the greatest partners on earth, Virginia Family and Biwabic Family Dental, Aspire Heating and Control, the Ring Sports Bar and Grill, Arrow Auto Glass and Door, Fortune Bay Resort and Casino, Zorbas of Grand Rapids, Iron Range Goalie Academy, Grand Rapids Chevrolet GMC, Minnesota Hockey Camps, the Jackson Hole Moose Hockey Club. They're out running around. I've been seeing some of their social stuff. Go TJ. Iron Range Plumbing and Heating, and Integral Hockey Twin Ports. For Reed Larson, I am Puka. You are tuned to the Goat Sports Media Audio Network, fueled, cleaned by Virginia Family Dental.